Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're ready for another deep dive into the most heartfelt celebrity moments and the stories behind the headlines, you're exactly where you need to be. Today's update might sound simple at first, but trust me, beneath the surface it's layered with emotion, healing, and the kind of real-life connection that hits you right in the chest. Some moments arrive quietly. They slip into the middle of an ordinary day and change everything before you realize what happened. That was the energy surrounding little Kyrie's birthday party. A day planned for balloons, frosting, and photos slowly unfolded into something far more meaningful, something that touched every person present in a different way. Scrappy had been preparing for this birthday for weeks. He wanted Kyrie's special day to feel unforgettable. He arranged everything down to the tiniest detail. Bright colors everywhere. A cake big enough to impress any kid. Games, decorations, music filling the room in waves. He wanted his son to feel surrounded by love and celebration from the moment he woke up. But behind all the planning and excitement, Scrappy carried something deeper inside him. A hope he didn't say out loud. A hope he barely admitted to himself. He wished, quietly and painfully, to see one face he had missed for far too long. His daughter, Emani. Life has a way of pulling people apart without warning. Not because love disappears, but because misunderstandings stack up, schedules collide, emotions get bruised, and before you know it, months feel like miles. That distance had been sitting inside Scrappy like a heavy stone. Every family gathering reminded him of the space where she should have been. As guests arrived one by one, Scrappy threw himself into celebrating Kyrie. The birthday boy ran through the house with a crown slightly tilted on his head, shouting in bursts of excitement that made everyone smile. Relatives hugged him, friends handed him wrapped surprises, kids chased each other around the room. Laughter bounced off the walls, music hummed under the noise, and the party grew warm and alive. Then another knock came at the door. The energy shifted. Not dramatically, just subtly, like a soft wave moving through the room. People turned their heads. The door opened. And in stepped Emani. She stood there holding a small gift bag, her shoulders a little stiff, her expression somewhere between nervous and brave. For a moment, it felt like the room slowed down as if everyone sensed something important was taking shape. Scrappy looked up. The second his eyes landed on her, a quiet storm of emotions flashed across his face. Surprise. Relief. Love. And maybe a hint of sadness for everything time had taken from them. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. Their silence carried years of memories and silence and unspoken apologies. If you're enjoying today's trending topics, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a major celebrity update. Before the adults could react, Kyrie responded with pure, innocent joy. His eyes lit up like someone handed him an extra birthday. He squealed her name and ran straight into her arms. Emani bent down, hugging him tightly. Some of the nervousness slipped from her face as she smiled and handed him the little gift. "Of course I'm here," she told him gently. "It's your big day." Scrappy watched the moment unfold, feeling something loosen in his chest. For the first time in a long time, both of his children stood under the same roof. That alone felt like a gift bigger than anything wrapped in paper. Slowly, almost cautiously, Scrappy walked toward them. Years of distance felt like a thick veil between them. The missed conversations. The awkwardness. The quiet longing. All of it hung there, waiting to be acknowledged. Emani looked up as he approached. For a heartbeat, they froze. There was no speech ready. No perfect words. Just a father and daughter standing on opposite sides of a history neither knew how to fully explain. Then Scrappy lifted his arms slightly. Not fully reaching, just enough to ask a silent question. Emani took a breath and stepped forward. Their hug was soft, almost fragile. The kind of embrace that holds emotion like water cupped in hands, careful not to spill. It was a hug filled with forgiveness that hadn't been spoken aloud and love that had never really disappeared. Scrappy closed his eyes, holding her gently, afraid that if he squeezed too tight, the moment might slip away. The past didn't vanish, but it softened. For the first time in a long time, the future felt possible. As they pulled apart, the music rose again. Kids resumed their games. Balloons bounced under tiny feet. Adults returned to chatting as if the room itself exhaled. Something had changed. Quietly, but undeniably. Kyrie grabbed both his sister's hand and his father's, pulling them toward the table as if determined to anchor them together. They took photos, simple snapshots that would later mean far more than they did in that instant. 3 faces, smiling with a mixture of joy and healing. Throughout the rest of the evening, Scrappy and Emani found small pockets of time to talk. Nothing heavy. Nothing rushed. A shared joke. A memory one of them almost forgot. A look that said, we're trying, we're here, we're rebuilding. Sometimes healing doesn't begin with conversations. Sometimes it starts with presence. When it was time for the cake, everyone gathered to sing for Kyrie. The room filled with voices and clapping, blending into one warm sound. Kyrie stared at the candles, then at his father, then his sister. He closed his eyes tightly before making a wish. No one knew what he wished for, but the way he smiled as the smoke curled upward made it seem like the wish had already come true. For Scrappy, this birthday carried more meaning than he expected. It wasn't just a celebration for his son. It was the beginning of a second chance. A gentle reminder that relationships can mend, hearts can soften, and family can come back together in ways no one plans for. All of it started with a little boy turning another year older. And a daughter walking through the door when he least expected it. Thanks for tuning in. Stay close for more heartfelt stories, celebrity highlights, and real moments from the world of entertainment. We'll see you in the next video.